Good afternoon and welcome to Sunshine Reports. My name is Remy Allen. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will make a broadcast to the nation today, July 31, from 7 p.m. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Special Duties, Communications and Strategy enjoins television, radio stations and other electronic media outlets to hook up to the network services of Nigerian Television Authority and Radio Nigeria for the broadcast. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana says Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) and its affiliates can proceed on the August 2 strike and protest as planned, saying the exercise does not translate to contempt of court as averred by the federal government. In a letter to the Ministry of Justice, the senior advocate of Nigeria, who is the counsel to the organized labor, argued that no court in the land has issued a perpetual injunction restraining Nigerian workers from participating in peaceful rallies convened by NLC. The letter noted that rights to peaceful protest have not been removed from the Nigerian constitution. Meanwhile, Nigeria Labour Congress has commenced mass mobilization ahead of the planned nationwide strike to protest the hardship occasioned by the fuel subsidy removal. Ahead of its meeting with the federal government today, NLC called on the Tinubu government to take seriously the engagement with the labor union. Ondo State government has unveiled a 30-year development plan targeted at fast-tracking rapid growth of the state. Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Emmanuel Igbason, while speaking with pressmen, said the project tagged Ondo 2054 was being proposed on 4 pillars: prosperous economy, human capital development, administration, environment, and infrastructure. Joy Pius reports that the commissioner was flanked by Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Femi Agagun, the chairman of Ondo State Internal Revenue Service, Tolu Adegbie, as well as top government officials.
Christened Ondo 2054, the 30-year development plan is designed in collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme, and it is aimed towards infrastructure and socio-economic development of all parts of the state, while intimating journalists in Ondo State on the core objective of the project. Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Emmanuel Igbason, said the initiative will touch all sectors including education, agriculture, infrastructure, security, gold mining, health policies, and also provide an enabling business environment. Mr. Igbason noted that the long-term development agenda was in line with the provision of the Fiscal Responsibility Law 2017, aiming at providing accelerated growth in Ondo State for the next 30 years, adding that the 18 local government areas of the state would be involved to enable them come up with core areas of developmental need for economic prosperity of the people.
For anyone or nation to experience progress and development, there must be a clear, strategic and sustainable trajectory which provides the compass that will guide and direct efforts and resources. The future we all desire depends on the visions we have, the strength of the foundations we lay, and the efforts we make today. It is therefore against this realization that the present administration, in compliance with the provisions of the Fiscal Responsibility Act or Law of 2017, commenced the process of charting a clear path that will not only address our present-day challenges, but provide a highway for accelerated development for the next 30 years in Ondo State.
The commissioner called on residents of Ondo State to support the government in actualizing the plan.
We are naturally positioned to be the pride of Nigerian state and the elegant pride of Africa if we put our acts together. We therefore call on all and sundry to join hands with us as we collectively decide on the best way to harmonize our developmental strides, direct our focus, and concentrate efforts now and in the future to achieve our desire for a greater Ondo State.
Igbason revealed that the government would establish a steering committee with which residents and investors could liaise to actualize the project, noting that successive administrations are expected to key into the vision for a productive and prosperous Ondo State. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
Throwing caution to the wind during cold weather could result to unexpected health issues. The current weather condition in Akure and environs appears to have varying effects on health, with the elderly and children more vulnerable. Joy Pius again takes a look at health management for the old and the young in cold weather condition.
A high level of humidity often accompanies rainy season, resulting to low temperature and as a result, increasing the weather temperature, particularly on cloudy days. During the cold season, the human body is faced with various challenges with the health of children and the elderly at the receiving end.
You have people that are who we call the more vulnerable, very young people, and the very old, and of course the pregnant mothers. The change in weather condition that will not affect somebody that is about 20 years old, 25 years old, may affect someone who is just 2 years old, may affect a pregnant mother, may affect an elderly person who is 70. So that person needs to be protected. We need to protect that person more than we may want to ordinarily do for someone who is 25 or 30.
The commonest conditions we see in children and the elderly, number one is respiratory tract infections, meaning respiratory tract infections involving sinusitis, the common cold, then some people with asthma, pre-existing asthma, the cold can trigger the conditions.
The vulnerability of children and the aged to cold at this period calls for conscious precautionary measures.
Every morning by 8, I think I take some cup of tea, and I remain at home till afternoon before I leave home to go anywhere at all. Then I take my drugs.
Tí tó bá ti dìgbà tó òjò bá ti ń rọ̀, so mo máa make sure pé mo wọṣọ tó cover ara ọmọ mi fún, tó tá prevent láti má jẹ́ kí kó tútù mú láyà. Màá rí pé wọṣọ dáadáa, màá dẹ̀ rí pé wà níbi tó wà secure.
What precautions could be medically taken to get the body immune to conditions attached to cold weather and to suppress its effects on overall health?
Prevention, they say, is better than cure. For the pregnant mothers, for children, and for the elderly, we need to even now do this more than we would do ordinarily for people who are in the middle ages, between the age of 20, 40, and 50. By the time you get to 60 and so on, you become more vulnerable and should protect yourself more.
People with asthma, they should avoid the triggers like exposure to the cold, so they should put on a warm clothing and avoid other triggers like maybe droplets or frying of things and dust that is associated with this period. Then for the children, the caregivers should monitor them and remove any obstacles or clean the wet surfaces that are in their environment.
Weather indicators in the last few weeks have put the temperature in most parts of Ondo State between 21 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius, an indicator of the weather conditions being experienced. The air quality is generally acceptable for most individuals. However, sensitive groups may experience minor to moderate symptoms from long-term exposure. It is therefore advised that proper protection against the chilly weather be prioritized to stay healthy. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
The majority leaders of the state houses of assembly drawn from the 6 states of the Southwest have elected the majority leader of the Ondo State House of Assembly, Oluwole Ogunmolashoye, as their chairman. The majority leaders were in Akure to brainstorm on the development of legislative reform agenda for Southwest with a view to harnessing legislative practices in the zone. The lawmakers who operate under the umbrella of the Southwest Legislative Reform Implementation Committee unanimously elected Ogunmolashoye to take over from the outgone chairman and immediate past majority leader of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mr. Oyeniran Agunbiade. Ogunmolashoye, who represents our constituency 1, will lead the forum till year 2027. The House of Representatives has directed the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and the Federal Ministry of Disaster Management and Social Development to provide relief materials to victims and families who lost valuables in the tanker explosion that occurred in Ore Odipo local government area of Ondo State. The House of Representatives also made a strong case for the training and retraining of petrol tanker drivers on immediate safety precautions with a view to forestalling further loss of lives on Nigerian highway. The decision was reached after the lawmaker representing Ile-Oluji Okegbo and Odigbo Federal Constituency, Festus Adefiranyi, moved the motion and lamented that lives were lost and property worth millions of naira destroyed in the July 23, 2023 tanker explosion, while urging the Nigeria Police, the Federal Road Safety Corps, and other relevant security agencies to clear the highway of indiscriminate parking of petrol tankers. The Green Chamber said an ad hoc committee would be constituted to investigate the incident with a view to preventing a reoccurrence. The 2023 edition of the BMO Summer Boot Camp is set to hold from August 13th to August 26th, 2023. The BMO Empowered Girls Foundation, in a statement by Senior Special Assistant on Media to the wife of the governor, Oluwatobi Fademi, said the event will take place at Maybest Academy, Oke-Ijebu, Akure. The BMO Summer Boot Camp empowers young girls with essential skills and knowledge in various fields, including technology, entrepreneurship, leadership, and personal development. Funded by wife of Ondo State Governor Betty Anyanwu Akeredolu, the Summer Boot Camp is open to female participants in secondary school between the ages of 12 and 18. Registration for the 2023 edition of the BMO Summer Boot Camp is now open, and interested individuals are encouraged to secure their spots as limited spaces are available. And from the sporting arena, CAC Grammar School Akure have defeated Elu-Iju Comprehensive High School Ijuita Ogbolu 1-0 to emerge champion of Akure South, Akure North Public and Private Secondary School May Football Scouting Competition. This is just as St. Daniel College Akure thrashed Estate High School Akure 3-0 to finish in 3rd place. The grand finale of the public and private secondary school football scouting competition, decided at Ondo State Sports Complex Akure, witnessed display of raw talents from the students. The initiator of the competition, Olariwaju Ojo, said the competition was organized by L&B Sports Academy in conjunction with Ondo State Ministry of Education, Science and Technology to catch the students young. He reiterated that the major aim of the competition was to discover football talent among school children at a tender age to enable them adapt quickly to the basics of the round leather game. And with that, we conclude Sunshine Reports. Many thanks for watching. Good afternoon.